Hey, it's your girl Barbie J here. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's well out there. Today I'm about to review something new, but before I happen to run into this TV show. I was flipping through channels on a Friday night and ran into this. But before I do that, let's just give a shout out, hey, to our new President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, Kamala Harris. Shout out to them. It was a wonderful inauguration. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. It was wonderful. I have hope for our future right now. It's going to be a rough road up, but hopefully they can get through it. These two seem like they're strong individuals, so we'll see what happens. But now, Friday night, I'm flipping through my channels, and I happen to see Egypt Sherrod, and I like her. I like Egypt Sherrod, and she's talking about some show, and she's showing clips of it, and it caught my attention because it was successful black women, successful sisters, heck, whatever you want to call them. And I was like, what is this show? And it was called BELLE Collective. So I'm sitting there going, I never heard of that. You know why? It just started on January 15th. So I caught it. I saw both episodes on Friday. So right now I'm going to give you the recap on one episode. And then a couple of days I'll give you a recap on the second one because I didn't want the recap to be so long. But this one I'm going to basically give you the background. Okay? So the executive producer is Carlos King. And you know he just did last year Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Alabama. So I don't watch, like I said, this will be my first reality show review because I don't watch reality shows. But so he did this show because he said he wanted to redefine the stereotype of Mississippi. Okay, so it comes on Friday nights at 10 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time on the OWN network. And this is episode 1, season 1. And it's Welcome to Mississippi. And so it's about the 5 successful black female entrepreneurs. They were calling themselves black female bosses. Hey. And who are self-made millionaires. They are millionaires in the deep south of Jackson, Mississippi. And they are making things happen. So if they can make things happen in Mississippi, we need to be able to make things happen wherever we live. So, 5 women. There's Latrice. And Latrice is married. And she has a hair empire called Goddess Limbs. And she's just all that and then some. And her Goddess Limbs is the #1 hair vendor in the southern region of Mississippi. And she used to sell, she said, hair out of her trunk of her car and used to have long lines around the block. Like she was giving away something at McDonald's. And so she decided to open up a store. And it just boomed from there. And then she actually took her hair bundles, and it's virgin hair, of course, real hair and stuff. She took the hair bundles and put them in mall vending machines. Now, I could tell you, over here in New York, I've never seen that before. Hair in vending machines. But she did it, and she made a killing on it. So I guess it's still happening. So anyway, that's Latrice's story. Antoinette is newly divorced, and she's a doctor of dentistry. A dentist, but I like to put doctor in there. And she's in the process of starting her own practice. And she seems to have this a good relationship or close relationship with her dad. But they only showed him for about a minute or two, so I don't know what else is going on. And that was through his cell phone. Her cell phone, she was talking to him, showing him her new space. Then there's Marie. Marie is married, and she has a multi-million-dollar mental health facility and business and facility, and that's where she's married, right? She's married, but there's infidelity in her marriage. That's what it is. You know, her son has 3 babies, and I think it's by 3 baby mamas, and she's the family breadwinner, and she's like holding it down, taking care from all of them, I think, and the baby mamas too. And she's also in school working on her PhD. So that's Marie. Then there's Letitia. Letitia, she's married and she's a CEO of National Women's Brunch Organization. And that's this organization gives women empowerment brunches, and it's a platform for female entrepreneurs to really network. That's what she's trying to do. And her husband works away from home, like I think they said like 28 days out of a month or something like that. So there have been some infidelity there as well. I believe I heard. But once the show progresses, I'll update you guys more. Then there's Tambra Cherie. Tambra Cherie is a radio host personality. She's called the Midday Diva. The Midday Diva. And she's single and she really wants to be a full-time, I think, host. And she has an MBA. And we find out that she has problems with fibroids. She's already had a surgery. She has her eggs frozen because she wants to have kids later. But she knows she was having this issue with her fibroids. So the last I heard, she might be needing another surgery, I think they said, or something like that. Maybe that was in the next episode. Anyway, so in this episode, we learned that Latrice and Antoinette are very good friends. And Marie and Letitia are very good friends. And then Letitia is also cool with Latrice and Tambra Cherie. I'm just going to call her Tambra because Tambra Cherie is too much to say. So we meet Latrice's husband, Cliff, who seems to always want to know where she is and what she's doing, where she going, who she with, you know. And so when she walks into work, you know, she finds out that her staff are going places. She's like, oh, how come y'all never invite me? And they was like, well, you know why. And she's like, why? And then her husband comes in behind her and they go, that's why. So it seems like they don't mind her coming, but they probably don't want the husband coming. So I don't know how I feel about him right now. I'm not sure, but we'll see about that. We meet Letitia's husband, and she's on the phone with him. And she's asking him, are you behaving and stuff? And he's saying how he missed her and she looked beautiful. And she said, don't even play me like that. You know, you just make sure you being good. He said, baby, I'm here. I love you. I'm talking to you. You know, they having their little conversation and stuff. And he's like, how are they doing, the girls? She said, who? He said, I miss them. Who's that? Grace and Mercy. Her boobs. Grace and Mercy. She's I thought that was cute. I said, they so funny. But, you know, so that was the breakdown of what's going on with these people. So, with this being my first reality review, y'all bear with me because I did find this show to be pretty interesting. And I think I'll keep watching it and reviewing it. But I want to hear what y'all feel about the show down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And while watching the, you know, that preview special, I kind of became more intrigued in seeing what these sisters are doing for themselves. It can't hurt. It can't hurt to be uplifted and have pride. And it might not be you, but we always supposed to support our sisters and look, you know, lift them up. We lift each other up. That's what we have to do as a people. So Letitia, you find out she wants to revitalize Farish Street. And Farish Street, which is it's a mid 20th century historic district in Jackson, Mississippi, what they used to call, what they said, the Black Mecca. And so now it's kind of run down, and she want to build it back up, and there's abandoned buildings and storefronts. So what Letitia did is she got this lady, I think her name was Miss Dorothy, and she walked her around, and she lived in the area. She still lives in the area, but she lived in the area back then when it was thriving. So she gave the history of the area. She gave a whole history lesson and a tour of the area. And then when she was touring her, there was this one restaurant called Peach's Cafe. And she said Barack Obama ate there at Peach's Cafe, but he was a senator then. And she said B.B. King ate there. So she said, there's a lot of history here. A lot of famous people used to come through here and a lot of stuff. So it's something worth building up. And I think that's a great idea she has. So because she has this feeling, wants to do this, she's throwing this brunch. Letitia wants to throw this brunch with all these professional Black women and asked them to let us get together and build up the street again. Basically, I guess opening up businesses on it. So she's gonna she hosts this brunch. Before the brunch, there's who is it? Oh, excuse me. There's Antoinette, and before the brunch, Antoinette. Oh, she wanted Tamra. She wanted the radio host to host the brunch for her, but she couldn't do it. She had another commitment, so she couldn't do it. But she definitely wanted to share her ideas. So in the meantime, Antoinette is doing shopping therapy, as she called it. Remember, I told you she just got divorced, so she needs that shopping therapy, and she's at the Porsche store about to buy a Porsche. So here comes Latrice. That's her girl. She gonna help her shop and pick out a car and everything. And she goes, "Oh, so this gonna be your divorce Porsche?" I said, "Oh, that's so cute." She gonna get a divorce Porsche. And she said, "How you think the girls will feel if I pull up in this Porsche at the brunch? You know, the brunch and everything." So she was excited, but she ended up not getting the car. She didn't get the car. But they all are getting ready for the brunch that night, or I don't know if it was that night or the next day. And they're getting ready for the brunch. And that's when Marie, that's the one with the mental health place, she realizes that the hair that she brought, they call it a hair unit. I don't buy that hair, so I don't know what it's called. A hair unit. She said it was dry and stiff. And she said, "What's the synthetic fibers?" I wouldn't know that if I saw it. If you slapped it in my face, I wouldn't know the difference. But people who buy their hair know their hair. She said she paid $600 for it. So she paid $600, and she figured, you know what? She's telling whoever that is in the room with her, you know what? She said, Latrice is going to be at that event tonight. She said, I'm going to approach her as a customer at the brunch. You know, she said, and I'm going to ask her to validate if this is her hair. She said, because I had this man make this hair for me, and it's not right. So it was like, okay. So she comes in there. Everybody comes to the brunch. Antoinette and Latrice. It's supposed to be a Southern Belle brunch. They come in with a long gown and pantsuit. There was no hats. You know, you're supposed to wear the hats, the fascinators, all that stuff. I even have that. Do I have one around? No, I don't. They came up in there like, I don't think I'm dressed appropriately. You know, that's how Antoinette found. Latrice was like, oh, so what? You know, I ain't wearing no hat. Like I'm going to do what I want to do. If there's a theme, follow the theme. Stuff like that annoys me when people was like, look, I'm just going to come how I want to come. There's a theme. Do it. Else don't come. That's just my feeling. Y'all let me know, but that's my feeling about it. So they walk up in there. They feeling fun. You know, only Antoinette was feeling funny. Then in comes Marie. Marie got the big Southern Belle dress. She got the big hat. Comes out the hair and stuff. I thought it was cute. You know, it was just the part that sits here and it came all the way out. And then they kind of like joking and like, you know, I'm sitting there going, first of all, those two came in there already feeling some kind of way about brunches and dry waffles and da-da-da-da. You know, you heard comments before they even got there. They were saying stuff. So one of the other ladies who was sitting there with the yellow hair, she had hair from the goddess place, from Latrice's store. What is that? The hair goddess or whatever. So they were saying how nice it looked. So then when Letitia came in, Letitia didn't know they already had that conversation. But she's sitting there and they're talking, and all of a sudden, she said, when she heard him talking about the hair, she goes, this is my opportunity to say something. And she asks her to validate if this is her hair or not. And she said, girl, you know, but see, I'm going to blame Latrice for starting this, because when she asked her about it and told her that she heard such good things about her store and wanted to support and stuff, but she had somebody in the store make a unit for her, and this is how it came back. And she said, your hair look terrible. You don't even look right. You must have went to the wrong store. That was the wrong approach. That was the wrong approach. To me, Latrice should have just said, wait a minute. If you got that from my store, we gonna have to fix this. She said, but I would like, if you have, it's just say, if you got the receipt, you got to give customer service. I don't care where you at. I don't care if it's a brunch, a dinner, a funeral, whatever. Give the customer service that people deserve. If they're asking you, is this your hair? And she's saying it's not. She said, but I got it from your store. You don't attack a person and say something to them. You just say, give me the receipt. We'll get this straightened out. I need to find out who did this for you. You know that. But she came at her wrong. And when she came at her wrong, Marie went in. Marie went in on her. And Latrice is like, I'm not even receiving this. And she said, this is my hair, showing the other lady with the yellow dress. That's the hair. That's my hair. I don't know where you got that from. And she said, I got that from you. And if this is you, this is bullshit. I said, oh, see, you made the customer go and start swearing at the brunch. 15 women sitting there at the table, all looking like, oh my God. Then all of a sudden, who comes in? Oh, was it then? In comes the one who was throwing the brunch. What's her name again? Letitia? Letitia comes in and she wants to do this whole, ladies, grab your mirrors. Y'all all look so beautiful with your hats on and stuff. Grab your mirrors so we could do the affirmations and stuff. And, everybody's kumbayaing. And then all of a sudden she walks away and she sees the tension. And she said, what's going on? And she said, look, I bought this hair and da-da-da-da. And it just went far left. And Latrice got up and said, Antoinette, let's go. I'm not trying to hear this and take this. And they walked out. She said, bye, I didn't go. Marie was like, bye, you need to go. She said she would run out the door. That's what little poodles do. They just do all that barking and they run. And so I said, oh my God. And the episode went off like that. But it didn't go off before Letitia saying, I love my girl Marie. That's my girl. But why I always seem like I'm doing damage control for her? So I was like, okay, this gonna get interesting. I think I don't mind watching it, but I hope they don't get too petty and nasty and stuff like that. I hope it's not one of those reality with the husbands and the fighting and stuff, because that's ghetto stuff and I will stop reviewing it. But this your girl Barbie J saying, peace out.